Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We finally got this night radio back together again. My cloth came in yesterday and we got pretty much all of it cut up and glued on. Today is Tuesday, the 6th of August 2024, and this evening hopefully we'll get a evening scan for this radio, and then in the morning, if I could manage rolling out of bed early enough, we'll come out and we'll do a morning scan for the shortwave. This one here I was kind of dreading to do the finish on the cabinet, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, it just well, I had a lot of time to take care of it, but with all the other little glitches and little other things that became an issue, it reflects a lot of light. I put two full coats of aqua coat on this, and then sanded it all the way back down, and then touched it up with some low lights, some of that what do they call that stuff, Mohawk toner, dark walnut. There is the dial. Not bad, I don't think. It really pops with the dark outline on it. The dark finish is a God, oil rub bronze metallic. You can see the tiny little metal flakes in there. Likewise on this outline here, it's the same finish. This here is a faux finish, salvaged from the original finish. One thing, I managed not to screw that up. We took all the upper and the lower faux finish off of this thing. It was just easier to do than try to save it. And I don't think it diminishes from the look. This here is probably even a better looking radio than when it was manufactured and set on somebody's front line. The only issue this radio has that I'm aware of, well, I'm pretty much aware of everything on this radio, but the only issue that I have with it is that it's off on the shortwave. It's off 1 megahertz high and low. Just couldn't get it dialed in, even with the help of a lot of individuals and a antique radio forum group. They didn't offer me much help at all, any. The decal really pops, especially being in the toner area. It's got a new eye-tube, and all the buttons and the knobs are originals. A new dial lens. Let's see, Onyx. Everybody probably knows that one by now. I finally got my Onyx in. A nice big sheet of it. So, down on this end, yeah, it's a nice smooth finish. Let me turn this thing around and show you the back side. And here we are. We got all the back touched up, all the holes filled, repainted or refinished on the inside. Bring it all one color because this radio does not come with a back on it, so it has to have everything redone on it because I didn't want no smells and stuff. That's the reason why I go inside and outside on the finish, is so the radio smells like new and plays like new. We got a new sticker. It didn't have any stickers on the inside, so we created one, at least for the tube locations, and so that people would, know where these tubes go in case they have to pull them out. I pulled them out and went to test them and everything, and some were marked and some were not marked because on some of these tubes, if you wipe it, you'll take the image of the tube number right off of it. So I had to. It didn't show you on the schematic where they went. They just showed you how they went in the schematic layout. So with the exception of the 80 and the audio output tube, I had to find out what these other locations were based on the components that were connected to the sockets. So I managed that, and then once we got that locked in, we decided to make this and get it in the cabinet. Got a fuse. I think it's a 750 milliamp fuse because of all the tubes. We got rid of the stringy spaghetti wire that came out here for the external antenna and ground, and put a terminal block in it and got it attached to the back of the chassis, so that easy enough to hook an external to it, and a earth ground if required. It does have phono input. I thought about putting a new stereo jack on here, a 3.5 millimeter, but there was really no other place. The fuse took up the only place that was really available for anything to be added in. So I managed to make an adapter for that input to a 3.5 millimeter. It's got two resistors in here that transfer the hot lines back into one, and then one for the chassis ground. And the only thing I have to do is remember how these things went on here. And there you go. So I got to get those ID'd, which side is the hot side, which side is the ground. So that is taken care of. I think I already told you about the missing can that was mysteriously reappeared. and the antenna has been cleaned up, and everything's been adjusted on this. I might do one more adjustment on both the shortwave antenna and the antenna, the AM antenna, now that it's in the cabinet. I still yet to put some rubber feet on the bottom of it. I didn't want to do it right now because it slides around real nice on this cover without gripping the thing, and so it sure makes it easier to spin this thing around. So we're gonna get this thing set up over here this afternoon for an evening scan this evening, and we'll probably do it at probably about 7 o'clock, I guess, because with the sun going down later, it's, you know, it pushes the activity a little bit more south than it normally would in the winter. So hope everybody likes the finish on the thing. It's a beauty. I mean, I'm sure this camera does not do it any justice. You really need to see it in real life. So now that I've gabbed yourself enough, we're gonna make the setup here, and then we're gonna go in and have something to eat. So hang in there, everybody. We'll be back. Okay, just a little something to break the suspense before the operation video. It's about noonage to 12:30, whatever. That cooler just wasn't cutting it, man. I just built up with some crap. I mean, the water system treatment here is god awful. I call it calcium. I don't know what else to call it. Other than calcium, maybe some other form of rock. But I mean, it was almost clogged, solid. And I got to change these things twice a season. Probably sometimes to push it maybe 3 times a season. Depends on how long the heat season is. If it starts early in April, we'll probably have to change it 3 times in the season, because it just, I mean, it looks like a science project. Let me show you out here on this doggone thing. You know, there's so much, I call it calcium. I don't know what else to call it. Build up on it. I mean, it looks like a science project. I mean, it just thick. I mean, thick. You get this stuff all over you. You got to pull it out of there and everything. It don't make any difference how you do it. You probably could use a bunny suit if you're going to do it. I mean, that shit is so thick. I think it's calcium or something like that. I mean, I used to take a calcium supplement, but hell, I figured, well, but this shit's free. I just start sucking on my cooler pads, and instead of buying that $10 a bottle or $15 a bottle calcium, I might get better results out of this stuff, seeing as how it's from the earth also. So anyway, that's what we've been doing today. So you guys hang on, and we'll get around to that. We'll get around to that that video a bit later, about 6 hours from now. Let it cool down really good, and let the sun go down a little, or a lot. So I'll see you later. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is evening time here in Cottonwood. It is about 6:30 in the evening, Tuesday, the 6th of August, 2024. We're going to go through a quick scan of the shortwave and the broadcast bands, and then we're going to demonstrate a little bit on the auxiliary input, or the phono input. So we're already on the band, the shortwave band. I got the long wire hooked to it, and we are going to scan through the We had thunderstorms earlier, quite drastic, I should say. Lots of lightning and thunder, lots of thunder.
There, tomorrow, May 2nd. The next verse, I read to you.
Putem să obținem predicții pe care nu le-am putea obține niciodată. Deci, practic, matematica computațională.
I guess the reason it did jump out at me is because in last night's broadcast, one of our acres and diamond men,
Boomer.
Amen. I'm going to go through a couple of things here.
We can talk about things that are spiritually going on in our life, and I was told. She starts to put some together. And if he really starts to make trouble,
For reason, a government closing offices and banks is a pretty serious thing.
Ricci, è lo che ti hanno detto la frase, no?
Rudy.
As sacramentinas são contemplativas e, ao mesmo tempo, muito ativas. Tem sido.
In the morning, this end of the band should be pretty active. That's it for that. Let's turn that down. We'll kick it over to the AM band. Now we're going to be picking up a lot of lightning strikes, so don't get confused with the I mean, we had some mean thunderstorms earlier.
Experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business
Tone control.
to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024, Bank of...
Where you just want us to win, and so you're going to sit here in St. Petersburg, Florida, and lecture the guy on what he should or shouldn't do, and I just think it's a mistake.
The drifties are starting to... Okay, that's it for the AM band, at least at this time of day. Well, there's a lot of dirt floating around. Okay, let me pick you up here and bring you over here. See if you can at least see what I'm seeing here. We're gonna fire up the mini boom, and we're already plugged in, so we'll come back over here. And sorry for any glares or whatever.
Prize-winning journalist Caitlin Dickerson. We're talking to...
Is on the radio. 97.1 The Big Talker. More stimulating talk.
I'd love to hear this. It's all platitudinous, ladies and gentlemen. I have spared you from this. Most talk show hosts would not. They'd be pressured to plant my carrots.
The great one.
Your dinner would wind up on your shoes. Trust
so
me.
There you are.
But you have a choice, she says, at democracy.
We'll get out here first thing in the morning, maybe
she wasn't elected
first thing
by
in the morning,
anybody, neither was he.
And we will dust everything off
We
again.
have a person here that was
And we
hand-selected
will run through
by the
another
Democrat
quick
Party
scans of the
ruling class
shortwave
in
band.
Washington, D.C.
So
with the Democrat Party
stay
media
tuned for that.
in Washington, D.C.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is a little after 5 in the morning, Wednesday, the 7th of August. We're going to do a quick scan of the shortwave band, and everything else was done on the evening scan last night. So we're warming up the radio, and we've got some cloud cover this morning. It's looking like it could get a little wet today. So let's go ahead and get moving on this thing so the skeeters don't wake up and realize I'm out here in my shorts with no shirt. Okay, here we go. We're going to start at the top side and work down. There's a drifty. Another drifty. Another drifty is barely making it. Barely there.
저는 샤워 중심과 협력을 바탕으로 평화롭고 안정적
Those are really, really, really close together. I don't know if you can detect that needle moving. I can barely detect it.
러시아가 이러한 무기를 사용하는 것은 폭탄산 무기의 금수 조치를
No, those are tight. I can see now why they came up with the concept of spread bands.
이 세상 살아가는 이야기를 자유롭게 나누는 시간. 엑셀 부대표는요, 독일은 유엔사의 군사작전을 수행하고
That's it. Okay, so quite a lot in the mornings here in Cottonwood. I don't know if I gave you a good look at the dial. Yeah, it really lights up. So anyway, that is it for this one. This one here will be going on the chopping block, and by the weekend, I kind of glad to get this one done. It was such a bad shape when I got it. Let's turn on the... So anyway, I've got one radio left on the shelf. It's the last one. There hasn't been too much on Flea Bay lately. It's all been plastic. Don't care much for the plastic sets, Bakelite or whatever. You know, they just don't have the warmth look of a wooden cased radio, whether it's got elaborate decoration on it or it's a plain Jane. Wood is a much more homier look and a warm look, and I think a better look, because unless you get into those small table radios or mantle radios that are a multi-swirled color, like the Fadas and stuff, or Fadas, or however you say it, the marbled looking ones, they just, I don't know, I don't really care for them that much at all. So one radio left. I think it's a 6025 Silvertone. It's a pretty good size radio, about as big as this one, and I don't believe it has a magic eye to it. No, wait a minute, does it? Yeah, I think it does have a magic eye. So we'll be getting to that pretty soon. We still got to rock and roll on the RCA 26X4. That's gonna be on my plate for the next week or so. So stay tuned for that. Be looking for this radio on eBay if you're interested. And thank you for watching, subscribing, and commenting. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good rest of the week, everybody.